Hello, my dear students. As you know, we were doing chapter number 8, Painting the Breeze. We have done the explanation of first two pages. Now, let us continue this chapter explanation. The clatter of horses' hoofs, the clang of cowbells, and the creak of a bullock cart's wheels made her look up. Down their dusty lane, a bullock cart came swaying. What made her sit up and watch was the rich cloth covering the cart, the bright curtains, and the two horsemen riding before it and two behind it. So, as we were doing the chapter, Parvati was sitting on the courtyard and she was painting the pot. Just then, what she saw the clatter of horses' hoofs. Clatter is a sound word. So when horses move, they make clatter sound, the clang of cowbells and the creak of a bullock cart's wheels. Bullock cart means बैलगाड़ी. Creak is again a sound word. So Parvati, she looked up because she heard several sounds of like clattering of the horses' hooves. The clang of the cowbells means moving of the cowbells, and the creak means a very sharp sound of the wheels. When she looked up, what she saw that a bullock cart was coming from the side, and she was just sitting and she was watching, and she just lost herself into the watching of the things which were coming towards her, as the bullock cart was covered in a very rich cloth. Rich means very precious cloth, very expensive cloth, and the bright curtains were there, and the two horsemen were riding before the bullock cart and two were riding after it. Means there was some rich person sitting in the cart. So she said she thought that I'm sure it must be a noble lady, means a very rich lady. She had seen a few such carts drive by on the roads of Patliputra, but she had never seen a cart with 4 horsemen before. By then, Lakshman had come to stand beside her. Look at the horsemen, he exclaimed with wide admiring eyes. The horsemen were a magnificent sight. Their short spears glittered in the sun. The saddle cloths on the horses were of colorful cotton. Across their chests, over the short sleeved tunics, were the cross straps to carry the quiver of arrows. The broad leather belt was for the sword, and their headbands were tied across their foreheads with jaunty bows. Now, see, just then, when Parvati was thinking that there must be a rich lady inside the cart, Lakshman also came there and stood with Parvati. And they were looking at the horsemen, and it was a very magnificent sight. Means it was a very big sight, it was a very grand thing to look at, because even the horsemen were looking very grand and big, magnificent. They were having short spears, chote bhale, which glittered in the sun, which was shining. The saddle clothes on the horses, like you do not directly sit on a horse, you place a saddle first. Lakdi ki kathi we say, no, kathi we place on the horse to sit. So the saddle was also very, it was made of colorful cotton. It was a very good cloth. And the soldiers were wearing the tunics. Tunics are the type of cloths little girls in school uniform, they wear tunics, which is having a cross strap at the back. So same way, soldiers were wearing tunics to carry the quiver of arrows. Quiver of arrows, it is a collective noun. Group of arrows means quiver. They were wearing a broad leather belt for their sword, and they were also wearing, their heads were tied with a headband with jaunty bows, like we have it with the ties. We have a bow with the tie, which we wear it on the neck. So they were wearing a headband with a bow on it. Jaunty means very smart bow. So it means the purpose of explaining the dress up of the soldiers is they were dressed very smartly. Soldiers, Lakshman guessed. Then suddenly he ran back to the house calling, Parvati, come here. Parvati, reluctant to miss the spectacle, said, What? Help me carry some of the pots outside. So now just when Lakshman guessed that these must be the soldiers, he said to Parvati that please come with me inside and we will take some pots outside to the lane. Parvati, she was reluctant to miss the spectacle. Reluctant means she did not wanted to go inside with Lakshman to carry the pots because she did not wanted to miss the sight. It was a grand sight to watch the watchmen, the horsemen, the bullock cart, the good and rich kind of clothes, the kind of things she was watching. She did not wanted to miss it. Working quickly, they laid a row of pottery by the side of the lane and waited expectantly for the cavalcade to draw closer. When the bullock cart was within hearing distance, Lakshman began to shout at the top of his voice, "Pottery, O noble lady, come and see our pottery." So now very quickly both of them they laid the rows of the pots which they have made. And when the caravan, the cavalcade means the procession is actually julus, which came near, they started shouting at the top of their voice, means very loudly they started shouting, like they wanted to sell it, they wanted to attract the attention of the noble lady sitting inside the cart. Suddenly one of the horsemen rode up to them, lowered an angry moustached face and glared. You impertinent fools! Don't you know who is in that cart?" "No," said Lakshman. "And how do you know the noble lady doesn't want to buy our pots?" "Quite," growled the soldier. "You move back now, or I will let my horse walk all over your pots and smash them to bits." Now, when Lakshman was shouting at the top of his voice, one of the horsemen came to him and he looked down with an angry moustached face. Moustached means मूंछों वाला चेहरा. Moustache is मूंछें. He was angry and he glared. Glared means घूरना. And he said, "Quite, you impertinent fool." Impertinent means being rude. Soldier said that, "Why are you being so rude? The noble lady is sitting inside the cart and why you are shouting and making noise?" And what Lakshman replied, that "I am trying to sell my pots." And what the soldier said, that "You must be quiet, do not shout, do not try to sell your pots, otherwise I will I will let my horse walk all over your pots and they will be smashed," means टूट जाएंगे. मैं घोड़े से to, like, he was like, "I will let my horse walk over the pots and they will all smash to the bits, छोटे छोटे टुकड़ों में टूट जाएंगे." "Don't you dare." Parvati stepped forward angrily. "It took me all day to paint them." Before the soldier could shove them away, a curtain was twitched aside and a quiet voice said from inside the cart, "Go back, soldier, I want to talk to these children. Let them come here." So when this whole episode was going on, suddenly the curtain was aside. The curtain twitched aside means very fast. Very suddenly, the curtain was drawn back and the lady, she said in a very low voice that she commanded the soldier to go back and she said that, "I want to talk to these children." "Yes, my lady." The soldier bowed and wheeling the horse away, he rode back to join the other horsemen. As the children stood tongue-tied, the voice spoke again. "Let's see your pots." And there was a laugh in the voice, "The best in Patliputra." So what the lady told them, that "Let us see your pots. Your pots are the best in the whole city. In Patliputra, they are the best. Let us see." So the noble lady was trying to see the pots of the children, and they stood there very tongue tied, means jeeb bandh gayi thi, means they were not able to speak anything because they were not expecting that such a rich lady will talk to them. Shyly means sharmate hue. They came closer as the curtain was swept back and they saw a woman sitting, leaning against bolsters inside the cart. Bolsters means, we say na gol takiye, round pillows. So she was sitting inside the cart, leaning means झुकी हुई थी. with the bolsters गोल तकियों पर, with a maid perched behind her, and a maid was also sitting with her. Lakshman held out the pottery towards her as Parvati stood dazzled by what she saw. Never before had she seen anyone who looked so majestic. So now Lakshman started handling over the pots to the lady, the noble lady, and Parvati was standing there very dazzled. She was very mesmerized that what she was watching. The lady was looking so grand, so rich, so expensive kind of things she was wearing. All her clothes were of the finest cotton. The antariya, tied like a dhoti, was embroidered all over with the gold. Now, whatever sari she was wearing, it was embroidered with gold. सोने की कढ़ाई थी. The long scarf of the utariya, draped across her body and swept over her head, was gossamer thin in the shade of dull gold and set with precious stones. So whatever clothes she were wearing, gossamer means very delicate and beautiful. So whatever clothes she was wearing, they were very expensive, very delicate, and very fine, and they were set with precious stones. Parvati had seen noble women in the houses where they went to sell pottery, but never anyone who wore so much jewelry. Parvati had seen earlier the rich ladies, but she was something different. She was wearing a lot of good jewelry also. The karnikas were big and made of gold, and the Mekhala worn around her waist was made of silver chains. She wore two necklaces, a kantha, a short string of pearls, and the lambanam, a long gold chain down to her waist. At her wrists were the thick kangans, bangles of gold, and the baju worn on the upper arms glittered with jewels. Her anklets were intricately designed in gold. Now she was wearing the earrings, the karnikas, the kamarband, the piece of jewelry which is worn on the waist. Then the necklaces, the kantha is a necklace which is attached to the neck, like it sticks to the neck. And then long chain, a short chain, then kangans, then the baju band, and there were so many, whatever jewelry she was wearing, it was made of gold and set with precious stones. Even her anklets means payal, pajeb. And you, little girl, the lady said briskly, breaking through Parvati's daze, where are the pots you were painting all morning? And when Parvati was looking at all these things, suddenly the imagination and suddenly her she was lost, but suddenly it was broke by the lady's voice, and the lady asked that where are the pots which you were painting since morning? Show me those pots. I, Parvati was suddenly overcome with shyness. I paint them for fun. You won't like them, my lady. Show them to me, child, the woman said gently. Slowly Parvati laid the plate, the vase, and the water pots before her. Then she stood with bated breath as the lady turned them around to study the designs painted on them. Now Parvati, she was feeling shy, but still she handed over the things which she had painted herself. Now Parvati was, as the lady was examining the pots and the drawing on them, the painting on them, Parvati stood there with bated breath, means ruki hui sanson se. Why? Because she was feeling very nervous that what the lady will say about my painted pots. I have never seen designs like these before, she said thoughtfully. What were you drawing? The sky. Parvati said haltingly. Rukte hue. Parvati said that I was trying to draw the sky. The sky? The woman laughed. How can you draw the sky? Parvati pointed to the row of clouds she had drawn around the water pot and said, if you draw clouds, what around it becomes the sky? Then turning, she pointed to the palm tree at the corner of their courtyard. Its leaves were swaying and bending, and said, that's the breeze. So what Parvati said, that I have drawn the sky, because when I draw the clouds, the area around the clouds becomes the sky, and I have drawn some bend leaves, the tilted leaves. It means when the leaves tilt, लीव्स ओनली टिल्ट, पत्ते तभी मुड़ते हैं when the breeze blows, जब हवा चलती है. So she said, I have drawn tilted leaves and I have tried to draw the breeze actually. मैंने हवा को ड्रॉ करने की कोशिश की है पत्तों को मुड़ा हुआ दिखाकर. This was the meaning. The lady looked up and gave her a piercing look. And what's this? Piercing means sharp look. Butterflies on the pumpkin flower. And this? She pointed to a vase with curving design in black and white dots flowing around it. That, said Parvati smiling, beginning to enjoy herself, is the koyal's song from the bale tree. Now there were some black and white dots up and down on one of the vase, and when the lady asked that what are these dots for, she said, this is the koyal song. ये कोयल जब गाना गाती है, that I have tried to depict. When the koyal sits on the bale tree, bale is a kind of fruit. So when the koyal sits on the bale tree and she sings songs, that I have tried to draw. A song, of course. The lady looked amused. How could I not see that? Yes, it's like a waterfall of high notes and low notes. So notes are there in music. So it was clear that she had tried to draw the koyal's song. Carefully, the lady laid the pots inside the cart and asked Lakshman, how much do these cost? Lakshman, the businessman, thought quickly. The lady was rich. She should be able to pay well. He thought as high as he could and said, 12 panas. These are special pots, my lady. The lady and her maid hid a smile. Pay him Manjeera. So the name of the maid was Manjeera. And what Lakshman was thinking, that she is a rich lady, she must pay well to me, and he asked for 12 panas. So he was paid with 12 copper panas. The maid took the copper pana coins out of a small bag tucked into her waist and paid Lakshman. And you, the lady touched Parvati's tousled head. Whenever you draw the sky, the breeze, or the song of the koyal, bring the pots to my house. I will buy them all. And what just when the lady, when this was going on, she was buying the pots, and the maid Manjari was paying the money to Lakshman. Just then, this noble lady, she touched the tousled head of Parvati. Tousle means tangle. Tangle means uljha hua. Like Parvati was not able to figure out what is happening. The lady is actually buying our pots. So she was standing very ulji hui si, tousled. And what she said, the noble lady said, whenever you will draw something unique, like the breeze, the song of koyal, the tilted wings of a butterfly, or the sky, you bring your pots to my house. I will always buy your pots. Then her eyes crinkled in a smile. I think my husband would like them too. She gave Parvati a small copper piece with a carving stamped on it. Show this at the gate and they will let you in. So for letting in, she just gave a kind of a coin. There was some craving on it. Craving means kuch ubhra hua tha coin par. And what the noble lady said, when you will come to the gate of my house, you have to show this to the watchman and they will let you in. Where do you stay? Parvati asked, and the maid laughed aloud. The lady pointed to the soldiers, who were all smiling, and said, ask them, they will tell you the way. This noble lady said that you can ask these horsemen, they will tell you where I live. Thank you, my lady, they called out together. Now the curtain was swept back as Parvati and Lakshman stood watching, and the bullock cart began to move again, and Parvati and Lakshman said thank you to the lady. Then the mustached horseman rode up, and Lakshman asked, where does that lady stay, sir? The man smiled. In the big palace with the carved wooden gates. Then noticing their puzzled faces, he laughed. That was our King Ashoka Vardhan's chief wife, the lady Mahadevi. Don't you recognize the queen when you see her? You two have just become potters to the royal family. Eyes wide in astonishment, startled, their hearts thudding, Lakshman and Parvati turned to watch the bullock cart turn the corner of the lane. So what the horseman told to both the children, that she was the queen of the city. She was the chief wife of the King Ashoka. Ashok Vardhan's chief wife she was, and what he broke the news to the children that now you are the potters of the royal family. Now you will work for the royal family, you will make pots for the king's family. And both of them, their hearts were thudding inside, means they were beating very fast inside, and both of them stood there and they watched till the bullock cart took a turn from the lane. And this was the story, dear students. I hope you have liked it. I hope you have understood it. So you have to write the word meanings in your notebooks, and you have to write the complete the back exercise itself in the books with pencils. It is already done in the PDF. And whenever you will get the question answers, you have to complete it in your notebooks.